Can't even hear me anymore, can you? There we go.
No, I can hear you.
Beautifully.
You sound incredible on this.
Your voice sounds like, what have you been doing? It just sounds so light.
Lots of singing, reading practices. So my voice is definitely getting better. Working on those vocal cords.
Dude, nothing like a podcast to get on this and make his bed, bro.
But yeah, so this is the third podcast that we're recording. The first one, unfortunately, I realized like halfway through that I wasn't recording any of the audio. We're going to talk about some of the topics that we didn't talk about, or that we talked about the first time, but that I missed out on. And then John also, I believe you have something for us to open today, right? You got some...
Yes, I do. As a matter of fact, we have been waiting to open one of these amazing Target exclusive Smokey Bear trifecta blister. So I'm pretty excited about that. I don't know about you guys.
I'm honestly very excited about that. I'm hoping you can pull some error cards, because from what I've seen, those are pretty heavy on error cards. So,
dude, there were some gnarly looking ones, dude.
Yeah,
that Prismora one still.
Oh
god.
All of them are pretty sick. Like I said, the ones that have two cards like overlaying. But yeah, the Prismora one that had both text box of like the exploding rabbit and the Prismora, like on the Prismora's like body of a card. It was just sick. And on a side note, we'll kind of not one of our topics we're here to talk about today, but pretty unbelievable that we're seeing Metazoo in Target. Right?
Yeah.
I've seen.
Sure.
I've even seen some people on Instagram snap pictures. They got the theme decks at like Barnes and Noble, so they're at Barnes and Noble too as well.
I saw that as well. I'm in Barnes and Noble probably like once or twice a week. I look for Metazoo, but I still haven't found it yet. But definitely they're starting to get in Walmart, Target, Barnes and Noble, which you haven't really seen any of these other smaller TCGs do yet. So it's pretty awesome that Metazoo's going out there and getting it done.
Yep, and I think those like theme decks are like a great product to have like in a place like Barnes and Noble. Like I think that's a great product for someone to like pick up, super inexpensive. Again, you get a lot in it for like someone who doesn't really know. You can use a lot of stuff in it that's cool and exciting to mess around with, and plus you got a deck you can play with. So I think they're awesome products to have, in these big box places for sure.
Definitely doesn't feel like the company is struggling by any means in this regard.
No.
It's just been so much talk. Like people are just like constantly like it's going down, it's going like, and again, it's just to see the company doing what it's doing, obviously showing it's a great side.
When you look at it, right? So like everyone who says that Metazoo is going down the drain, the reality is that, so I'm kind of making an assumption here, right? So I'm going to assume that they're not putting out as much as they're bringing in, because they're bringing in, just did again, the PFEs, 500 grand. There's Lucas, 500 grand. Yeah, you might get that. Sorry, it's noon,
I think he wants to be a part of it.
He does. So 500 grand, like I said, on PFPs. You get like the 250 grand on lunch boxes, plus all the set drops. Again, so this company, in terms of revenue, I think it's pretty safe to say they're doing multi-millions of dollars of revenue a year, right? So again, so even if they're putting some of that aside into like, some sort of like rainy day fund, just in case things don't continue to traject, which again, I'm not assuming they're doing that. I hope they are. I would imagine they probably can with the money they're making. But even if they're putting it all back into the company and just like lighting it, like, lighter fuel, like letting it grow, either way, the reality is that this company is probably, if they want to be, way more profitable than a lot of companies that you and I and everybody knows and loves. Like I threw out some names, like for John, I was talking like companies like Snapchat, like Carvana, like all these like really massive companies that make like no money. You know what I mean? They have like no profit whatsoever. So again, I think that Metazoo, like I said, if they aren't profitable, it's because they are just literally like going crazy in terms of, again, with all the different verticals they're trying to hit on, which again, that is like, I probably would save some money aside just in case, things get a little hairy, like I said, because TCGs get that way. But either way, I mean, again, regardless, the point is that for the size of the company, they make a ton of money relative, especially when you look compared to some of these like companies that you consider to be super successful and aren't going anywhere. Metazoo makes more money than them, like relatively, like guaranteed for sure.
He's like spreading himself thin by getting into all these big box stores like Target, Walmart, and Barnes and Noble. But even if like one of these deals or two of these deals fall flat and one of them make it, he's already like, I feel like, making his money back on that. So just by getting out and doing all these different collaborations with big box stores, I think that, I wouldn't say it's too big to fail, because it's still like, it's
anything can happen.
Trading card game, but they're doing so much that it's making it harder for them to fail than a lot of these other smaller TCGs, I feel like.
Totally agreed. I mean, again, until they stop making money the way they are, I don't think it's going anywhere. John, you were gonna say something. Sorry, brother.
No, I mean, to Andres' point, like they're diversifying, right? So they're spreading themselves out, and again, it is a good thing. But all it takes is one solid home run in that regard, in that partnership, and it can open a whole new wave of possibilities. So the fact that they're spreading so quickly, that's the thing that's crazy too, is that this compared to others is just everything. I mean, social media is at all-time highs as far as how information gets out there in the world in this day and age. But the fact that they're capitalizing on that, I mean, it's just growing astronomically. Just by word of mouth.
You can afford to take major risks when you're succeeding the way that they are. Again, they're like I said, they're shooting a shotgun and spraying it. Like I said, definitely out there and trying to hit as many things as they can. And they're going to miss, like I said, on some things. That's inevitable, right? But they can afford to do that because of the money they're making, in my opinion. So
that's what's so surprising to me, though, is the fact that they've gotten like all these crazy collaborations so early on. Because Metazoo is what? It's been out for 2 years now. And you look at games like
barely, like probably
not
like
even
officially, like
well, with Kickstarter.
CN2, dude, CN2, which again was like, it feels like it was so long ago, dude. It came out January 1st, by the way. I looked that up, John. It came out the first of the year, the turn of the year. So it hasn't even been out a year. It hasn't even been out like 7 months, 8 months.
That's crazy. That is
crazy. 8
crazy.
months old.
You look at games like Digimon, who have been out since the three of us were growing up playing Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! Like Digimon's been around forever, and I'm just now seeing Digimon in stores. It's just so crazy how quickly Metazoo is growing, and that the fact that they're already in not just Walmart, but they're in Target, they're in Barnes & Noble, they're in all these other crazy places.
Come here. Say hi.
For sure, Barnes & Noble especially. Oh,
you want to talk about some Metazoo?
Master Luke.
Hey, Luke.
What's this? What is that? Anyway. Sorry. Space. He says space. It was a cosmic aura as he's going down the stairs. Space.
He got it. Yes.
It was a cosmic aura. Yeah, he screams and he's going down the stairs. Anyway.
I know we're a little late on this. Everyone's already talked about it. TCGPlayer being bought out by eBay. Huge news. I think this is probably the biggest news in a really long time for the trading card industry.
So I know we had talked about it before briefly, and I've honestly kind of changed my gear a little bit, but to an extent, I love I still think the partnership will be good overall. I do like the fact that, again, based on what I'm reading, I know the deal is planning to probably finalize at the end of first quarter next year, almost a $3 million to $100 million buyout. But my big thing is I hope that they do kind of remain able to steer their own ship in the way they want to do things.
I don't think much is going to change, because Alex brought it up before. The shipping rates, the fees are already pretty similar, and they're in line with eBay. What's scary is the fact that they now control eBay, which is one of the biggest like secondary market websites out there, and they now control TCGPlayer, and they're like kind of cornering the market. They're controlling so much of the market now that if they wanted to, they could do whatever they wanted.
If anything, like we talked about shipping fees, if anything, I expect them to get cheaper because eBay has like partnerships with USPS that their shipping is cheaper than normal shipping. So I expect that maybe to get a little cheaper. I think fees won't change immediately, probably because they're pretty comparable, like platform to platform. They're going to go up long term, I think, for sure, because anytime you see something like this, they're going to go up. But to me, like the bigger thing that I see is because, again, I think that they're kind of, I think people look at that, right? Oh, you got your cosmic aura, huh? People look at that, right? And you want to see them? Okay. Come here, you can sit with us. But yeah, but I think people, like I said, I think that people look at that, and because eBay and TCGPlayer are the two main places that they buy things, I think that they see it as like this, like math, like eBay is like cornering the market, which they kind of are, but I want you to think about this from this perspective, right? So TCGPlayer is cards, right? That's where all the LGSs sell their stuff. I'm sure they have eBay stores as well, but eBay is a massive company, right? So they're not looking at this as like, oh, we're taking over they're more so just like, dude, this is an area which is a small part of what we do, but it's a growing part of what we do. We think that this is definitely a place that we can make a lot of money because there's a lot of demand for it. There's like, and that's what I see, right? I see them more so than like being like, oh, like they're more so like, dude, we want to grow in this area. This is this like, and getting this TCGPlayer information will get us knowledge and stuff that we never knew before, right? Because TCGPlayer, let's be real, I think in terms of like information about TCG, like the hobby, TCGPlayer has way more knowledge and information than that, because that's like what they do. Whereas eBay is like a massive company, and I'm sure like they're successful in this because their platform is really conducive to it, but they don't have the knowledge. They don't know about the trading card industry like these LGS owners and like TCGPlayer does. And so I think that they're more so taking TCGPlayer to kind of like learn a little bit more and kind of like get a little more like antiquated with them so they can grow in that area. And probably, yes, you will see fees go up over time. But again, I don't think like immediately it's like some like heist to like take over the market and jack up fees. It's more so them trying to like understand this market a little bit more, which to me says good things for the TCG market as a whole, is what I think.
Right now, I feel like the trading card market's kind of in a downtrend. It's stabilizing a little bit, but it's like coming right at a point. It shows that they have faith that the trading card industry is here to stay and it's not going anywhere, and that collectibles as a whole are, they're going to be around for a long time.
And dude, during market downturns in general, this is exactly what you see happen all the time, right? So like literally when the market goes down and like the economy kind of like contracts, you basically see these big fish come and they start looking for, okay, we can go bargain hunting and beef up our business right now with all these like people that were threats to us. Now they're on the, not only can we like acquire them, we can acquire them on the cheap. You know what I mean? So again, so we can like pluck this, and we just beefed up these areas of our business. So that way when the markets are building back up, we just like took them in on the cheap, like I said, at a value. So again, there's no doubt about it. When you see the market like economy like shrink as a whole and contract as a whole, you're going to see companies come around and just like big fish come eat the little fish. And because again, just like you, like normal, you want to buy your cards on the cheap, they're going to go buy like exciting pieces that can grow their businesses on the cheap when they can. So that's what I see happening here. We'll see how it shakes out long term, but in the meantime, again, I don't think anything really crazy. I don't expect anything really crazy from it. Hopefully. So I know we talked about the stash loot thing. Do we want to talk about that?
We could talk about the sketch cards. Yeah, I know we have a video coming out that Alex is going to detail his sketch cards, or not his sketch cards, but sketch cards as a whole. He's going to do a little more detail on that and talk about them a little more. But we could talk about them, yeah, for sure.
We'll definitely have a video coming out one by the other, which will be an educational video just on sketch cards in general, what's going on with them, how what the differences is, just details about them, right? Because we do know a lot about it. But for this purposes, what we're going to specifically talk about is how, ways to acquire them, one of which is through Whatnot, through these, when they go for these conventions, throughout the year. A lot of them do have like one-on-one art pieces, sketch cards, things like that they actually auction off on the app Whatnot. Through a couple different companies. But if you are not able to actually make the con, or even if you are, you can just jump onto these auctions and pick up some really epic pieces. So I know, John, you were able to score some beauties. You want to talk a little bit about, I guess was it last weekend? John's got them right next. John's like, oh.
I happen to bring just a sample.
John's like, oh.
Don't mind me. Just a little sample.
All right, this is where we're going. All right, John. All right, John, it's on.
I'm bringing out Jet Yates.
It's on.
Start.
John.
Yeah,
oh, you really?
These are a wonderful way to support the artists. They work really hard, and like honestly, like they said, they're one of one. Look at that, one of one. There's only one in existence.
I mean,
of that card right
guys, you look at this. I mean, you look at the art, you look at the beastie, you look at the card design. I mean, you've got the artist name on the back, official sketch card, UFO set. I mean, this is and again, just really close in. This is a one of one. I mean, there will never be this interpretation of maybe a different interpretation, but there'll never be this card again.
So anyway, while he's going through that, right? Again, so basically, yeah. So on Whatnot, you tie in there. You can bookmark the stream ahead of time. Yeah, no, don't cut all that. No, this is the stuff. It's exciting, bro. Again, at the end of the day, like I said, but so the first day of the convention was run through Stash Loot. So that's STASHHH loot, right?
Please make sure you type the other H's because you will not find it. It's very case sensitive. It is.
I made that mistake.
It is.
So you got to go to user and search them up. But again, so yeah, I would share my screen, but I'm on my phone now. Again, if people need help finding it, just drop a comment. We'll help you find it. So then Stash Loot is going to be the first day they ran it through Stash Loot. The second day they ran it through live Poke auctions, which we actually didn't even know about it. We just follow LPA and got the ping about it, which I'm so glad we did, because since John's showing off on the second day, I was able to. Oh, the glare is real. No, turn this off. Yeah, I got this. There we go.
Oh, Men in Black,
dude, Poncho
sketch card. Oh
Is
my
that a Poncho
goodness.
sketch card? Stay
He's got a
hot,
Poncho.
boy.
And again, I won't tell you what I paid for it, but I will tell you it was an incredible deal. Again, not a lot of people show up to these streams, which blows my mind, right? Again, like John said, the money goes straight to the artist. You get to support the artist directly. You get to pick up some amazing, like I said, one-of-one pieces like this potentially. They had a ton of stuff from prints that were exclusive to the convention to, you know, some little like doodles that people did in notebooks to one-of-one sketch cards, to all kinds of stuff that you can pick up. Like I said, and it was, you know, they kind of split it up over the 2 days. Like the money goes directly to the artist. Again, I can't stress that enough. It's a super awesome way to support them and pick up some amazing pieces for your collection. And again, personally, John and I were talking about this the other day, that we hate seeing these things go for so cheap, right? Part of us, because again, it goes directly to the artist. We want them to be supported. They deserve it. They work their butts off. They do amazing stuff. But if you are in the market of getting great deals on awesome stuff, again, you're basically competing against how many people were in that auction, John?
In both days, they instantly started like probably at 105, and then it dropped to like the 90s and 80s.
So again,
it's just
not
insane.
everybody, not everybody in there that pool is looking to buy. So again, the point is, it's a very small room of people bidding on these cards.
Not everyone's looking to buy the same thing too. Like everyone has specific characters or artists that they're going after. So in reality, of that 80 or 90 people, you're not really like fighting against 80 or 90 people.
Right. Of those 80, 90, you may only have like, I think the times that both days we saw some of the same people, and both days maybe there was like 5 or 6 candidates for each item that kind of came up that were kind of going back.
Like John, do you have the Isaac sketch next to you?
Oh, I've got the Isaac.
So John, like I said, this is one that like literally, I'm not gonna
this
say the
was
price
a really,
I'm not gonna say the price it went for, but I'm gonna tell you that it went low enough that I was super salty. Again, the day after, I was salty, dude. I was so salty.
That thing is sick.
Andres, I literally basically called John to basically nag him for like 15 to 20 minutes about how upset I was that I just let him have that card for the price that I let him have it for. That I should have rolled up my sleeves and just duked it out with him for the card. I told him. And again, and like I said, but that's kind of the point, right? That we're sharing this with you all, right? And that's kind of what will end up happening, right? Is hopefully we'll educate some people. They'll show up there, and now we'll have to fight for these cards, which again is not great for us or our wallet, but again, it's great for the artists, and that's really the idea here, right? I mean, if you're willing to pay more for this item, the artist should get more because it's worth more, and that's kind of like what we're going for here. That's why we're educating you all, so you can get out there and hopefully pick up some great pieces. And if you guys don't want them, totally fine. John and I will continue to just buy as many of them as we possibly can. That's fine. You need to do it, John. So then you need to pin him. So you need to go to him, John. Go to John's little picture. Right, go to John's little picture, and the little dots in the corner, pin him.
We're good. Sorry, guys. Still fucking amateur.
We're still working out the kinks.
And now I don't know how to unpin John for mine, so I just get to stare at John's beautiful ass. It's gonna be great.
So let's talk a little bit about these. Obviously, you can pull some sweet error cards out of there. There's a promo card in there. There's a coin in there, but the packs are a little bit different, right? Yeah, there's the promo card.
Yep. So Smokey the Bear, so the packs. So these packs are going to have be big box exclusive, right? So they're not going to have a first edition stamp. They're going to have instead like a little like actual big box stamp. Like it's going to be like a little M and it come out of a box. Again, the print quality is going to be a little different than the main set.
I actually like that coin a lot.
Yeah, the coin's amazing. Yeah. So we got 10 minutes of this, just so you know.
Okay. Plenty of time.
Yeah, plenty of time. Yeah, so again, so these are going to be big box exclusive cards. Pretty much, like I said, I don't think you can get the secret rare. So if you're wondering if you can pull a Green Man, my interpretation is you cannot. Like I said, but there are some sweet error cards in that we've already seen. Again, pulling a Prism Aura and that big box stamp would be pretty sweet. Mishi Peshu, my personal fave, would be another awesome one to pull. Lots of awesome. Wilderness is just such a great set. And again, that Smokey the Bear card is awesome. The coin is awesome. I think it's just a really great collectible piece to at least pick up a couple and tear them open. And especially if you've never gotten them in Metazoo. You see them on the shelf, grab them.
The packs have a different logo on it, if I'm not mistaken, though, correct?
Yeah, so John, if you want to get that right in front of the camera,
this is the snipe. The characters themselves, the beasties are the same, but you'll see there's a little Metazoo M there in a box.
Or are they second edition?
Oh,
they do not say here that it's first edition, though.
No, it has no edition at all under this.
Interesting. Even on the cards themselves?
It's an editionless?
Yeah, even on the cards themselves. Yeah, the cards themselves, they have the M. They have the M stamp instead.
Okay.
I'm assuming the card trick's the same, so we'll just say yeah, it is. All right. So we got a little IO Dragon.
the stamp is at the bottom. I just can't. I'm so lazy.
Oh, no way, dude. Wow. Now John has
What?
to open 4 of those.
John!
Dude, these are crazy. So far,
I can't believe that just happened.
every single one of these Target Wilderness promos that I've seen have been like crazy with like reverse errors or something, or like.
Okay, well, yeah, well, that's really nice of you to say because I opened one like a degenerate by myself and it was nothing awesome in it at all.
That's why you have to record it, Alex. Part of the trick is you have to be recording while
This
you're.
is what you get. Karma's a Buyout.
No.
You should have waited.
The trick is you have to be John Jessel, have an epic beard, and just literally get every amazing pack that ever existed delivered directly to your house. Dude, Andreas, it's so funny. Dude, it's so funny because I literally, right, am the guy who literally just goes and like hunts and hunts and hunts like Walmart's like savagely like on a daily basis, and then John like literally like orders a box online and pulls like every chase card. Dude, what a pack! Dude, Iowa Dragon full holo, Green Claw Monster full holo, and the Prism, dude. What?
Prism, or yeah, that's gonna get set in.
Hey John, you picked the good one to open. I would say good choice of your 6 blisters.
It was the worst condition box. I mean, I'm telling you, I think worst condition is the way to go. I opened a completely separate game, Pokemon Evolving Skies booster box, looked like CRAP, and pulled the Rayquaza, which was great.
This is how it goes,
Open damaged goods.
Guys, this is how our friendship goes. Literally, I always watch John pull fire, and then I open tons of product, rip nothing, and then I just guilt John into helping me absorb some of the financial loss from opening those boxes because he made out such like a bandit, and he's such a nice guy that he totally feels fine to absorb some of my loss.
I think the trick is John, before he talks to us, he takes all his product and just throws it against the wall, so he damages it on purpose. And that way he puts like a hex on it, and when he opens it, it's like flawless stuff. Like, oh, look at this 7 full holo Mothman.
I open it all up and then I reseal it. I have a
I was
system.
about to say he literally buys 100 of them, opens everything, reseals it. Like, dude, wait, can I see the stamp on that Prismore? Are we sure that's not John's first edition Prismore that he has that he just resealed in that pack? Are we sure about this?
You can double check it, I promise.
I mean, considering I know for a fact your Prismore is at PSA, I'm just busting your nuts. Well, that was successful.
For sure. Pull the Prismora from
well done, boys. Well done. I learned just to call it quits after that.
I mean, dude, that was a good way to stop. So again, I don't expect your Smokey the Bear blisters to be as successful as that was, but at the same time, it is an awesome product that if you see it on the shelf, like I said, don't think you have to feel bad about picking it up. It's the $12.99 on the shelves. You can actually get it also on the Target website. That's how we did it. So again, we didn't, go on that insane hunt. No need to. Just hop on Target.com, $12.99. If you order 3 of them, I believe shipping is free, which you might as well do because if you don't order 3, I think you have to pay like $6 or $7 for shipping. So
and I think the limit's 3 as well. So if you're interested in getting more, you might have to place multiple orders if you don't go to your local Target.
Good point. So again, but if you only want a few to open, again, 3, like I said, $12.99 a piece, free shipping. If you get the 3, like I said, and again, they'll be there in a few days. So that's what we did. Super easy, awesome product. Cool to have the collection. Got to have at least one of those smoky promos for the binder. All right. Well, yeah. So I think that was pretty successful. Assuming now this recorded the audio. I don't want to assume anything, but all right, dude. All right, let me get the heck out of here. All right, that was fun. Good talking to you guys. We'll do it again soon. And hey, if you guys enjoyed the video, please feel free to give us a like, give us a subscribe. We're gonna try to do this more often. Like I said, we got lots more stuff coming out in the works. A lot more stuff to hopefully give you guys some knowledge and let's collect together. Have fun, guys. See you next time.